My boyfriend's smartwatch kept buzzing, then a preview showed a message from new client. I scrolled through their chats and saw him making plans to work late. That night, I booked a table right beside them and let him watch as I toasted to his lies. I never used to think of myself as the kind of person who'd dig through someone else's messages. I trusted Nathan. We'd been together almost 3 years. We split rent on our apartment just outside Richmond, Virginia. We had routines. Grocery runs every Sunday. Thai takeout on Fridays. We had our own little corner of life. I thought we were happy. He was always busy, but I accepted that. He worked freelance, mostly marketing and branding gigs for local businesses, and it meant odd hours. Some weeks he was slammed. Other weeks he barely left the apartment. I never questioned it much. Until the watch. It started about 2 months ago. Nathan bought himself this new smartwatch, some fancy model that synced with everything. At first, I didn't think anything of it. He liked his tech stuff. But after a few weeks, it became hard to ignore how often it buzzed. Constantly. Every couple minutes. Always buzzing. During dinner. While watching TV. Even when we were in bed, the screen would light up on the nightstand. I asked about it once or twice. He brushed it off. Said he was working with a new client who was kind of a pain and kept messaging at weird hours. He laughed like it was nothing. I wanted to believe him. Then one night, everything changed. He got home late. Told me he had back-to-back client calls and went straight into the shower. He left his watch on the bathroom counter. I went in to brush my teeth, and the screen lit up just as I reached for my toothbrush. One message. Can't wait to see you again. Same place? I'll wear that dress you liked, new client. My whole body froze. I stared at the screen like I was seeing a ghost. My throat went dry. I looked at the door, half expecting him to walk out, but he was still in the shower. I picked up the watch. My hands were shaking. I tapped the screen. The full conversation opened right up. It wasn't just a few flirty messages. It was weeks of this. Him and her, whoever she was, texting at all hours. Laughing about how easy it was to lie to me. Making plans. Going out. Hooking up. He even wrote, "Don't worry, I'll say I'm working late." She never questions it. That part hit me the hardest. Not even the cheating itself, but how confident he was that I'd never figure it out. That he could get away with it forever. I read every message. I took screenshots. All of them. I sent them to myself. Saved them in a hidden folder on my phone. Then I put the watch back, walked out of the bathroom, and lay in bed beside him. I didn't say a word. I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I acted normal. Made coffee. Asked about his day. He said he had a dinner meeting Thursday night. Might run late, he said. Don't wait up. I smiled and nodded. That same afternoon, I looked up the name of the restaurant they mentioned in their texts. It was a steakhouse downtown. Pricey. Fancy. The kind with low lighting and $18 cocktails. I called them. I asked if they had a reservation under Nathan's name for Thursday. They said yes. I asked for a table next to his. Told them it was a surprise. The hostess hesitated, but I offered her $50 to make it happen. She said she'd take care of it. Thursday came. I watched him get dressed. He wore the shirt I gave him for his birthday. Said he wanted to look sharp for the meeting. I said, "You look great." He kissed me and left. I waited 10 minutes, then got ready. I wore a black dress. Simple, nothing flashy, but I looked good in it. Added red lipstick. Grabbed my phone and the folder with the screenshots and headed out. When I got there, I saw them through the window before I walked in. He was already sitting across from her. She was blonde, younger than me, and wearing a red dress that looked painted on. They were leaning close, laughing. Her hand was on his arm. The hostess greeted me. I smiled and told her my name. She led me right to my table right beside theirs. I sat down without looking at them. Ordered wine. Ordered steak. My hands were steady. I could feel him notice me. He turned his head, and I finally looked up. His face went white. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. I raised my glass, looked him dead in the eye, and said, loud and clear, "To lies. And the people who think they can get away with them." His date looked at him, confused. "What's going on?" I didn't give him time to explain. I reached into my bag and pulled out the envelope with the screenshots. Placed it on their table, face down. "You might want to read that later," I said to her. "Unless you already know he's been doing this behind your back too." She blinked, then picked it up slowly. Nathan was stammering. "Wait, babe, listen. It's not what it looks like." I stood up. "It's exactly what it looks like," I said. "And I'm done." I turned to leave, then paused. "Oh, and by the way, I sent those messages to your mom. She always said I was the best thing that ever happened to you. Now she can see how you treated me." Then I walked out. But that was just the first part. The real revenge came after. After that night at the steakhouse, I didn't hear from Nathan for 3 days. No texts, no calls, no emails, nothing. But I knew better. He was too much of a control freak to stay quiet for long. He probably thought I'd cool off, maybe even come crawling back with questions, crying, begging for some kind of closure. He didn't know I was done with all that. I wasn't interested in tears. I wanted the truth, and I wanted him to hurt the way I had. On the 4th day, he finally showed up. I heard his key in the lock just before noon. I was sitting on the couch, packing up some boxes. I'd already signed the lease on a studio apartment 10 minutes away. My new place was smaller, but it was all mine. No more pretending. No more walking on eggshells. He walked in like he owned the place. His hair was a mess, eyes bloodshot. He looked like hell. "Can we talk?" he asked. I didn't answer. Just kept folding towels into a box. He tried again. "You blindsided me. You embarrassed me. That was so messed up." I stood up. "I embarrassed you?" He rubbed his face. "I messed up, okay? But you didn't have to go nuclear. You didn't have to drag my mom into it." I laughed. "You were cheating on me for months. You made fun of me behind my back. And you're mad because I told your mommy." He dropped onto the arm of the couch, looking exhausted. "I lost everything this week. My job. My biggest client was friends with her. She showed them the texts. I've got nothing now." I stared at him. Good. That shut him up. I grabbed the last box and stood by the door. "I'll be out by tomorrow. You can keep the dog. I won't fight you for him." His eyes widened. "You're just going to walk away? That's it? Why not?" I asked. "You did." I left him sitting there, surrounded by everything we used to share. But it didn't stop there. A week after I moved into my new place, I started getting calls. Unknown numbers. No messages. Just silence when I answered. At first, I ignored it. Then one night, I got a voicemail. A woman's voice. Quiet. Tired. "Hi. I'm sorry to bother you. My name's Danielle. I think you might know my boyfriend, Nathan." I sat up in bed. "I saw your number and his email," she said. "I saw the messages too. I didn't know. He told me you were his cousin." Cousin. I called her back the next morning. We talked for 2 hours. Turns out she wasn't the girl from the steakhouse. She was another one. A third. He had a whole side life in Charlottesville. Said he traveled for work. He stayed with her on weekends when I thought he was on business trips. She was younger. Barely 22. She sounded scared. "I don't know what to do," she whispered. I believed everything he told me. I told her the truth. All of it. I didn't sugarcoat anything. She cried. I stayed on the phone until she stopped. After we hung up, I stared at the wall for a long time. This wasn't just about me anymore. Nathan was a manipulator. A liar. And worse, he targeted women who trusted him. So I made a plan. Not just to get even. To expose him. I didn't rush into it. First, I gathered everything. Every screenshot. Every voicemail. Every message from Danielle. She sent me photos, Nathan in her bed, Nathan holding her hand at a fall festival, Nathan grinning at her college graduation. He even met her parents. Told them he was starting a consulting firm. Promised he'd marry her after she got settled in a real job. Same story he gave me, just with a different name and different city. I put everything in a shared drive and created a timeline of what he did and when. It was disgusting how much overlapped. How smooth he was. How he kept his stories straight. Danielle and I stayed in touch. I told her I had a plan but needed more. She dug around and found more messages, more photos. She even got a copy of his resume that he sent her when she helped him apply for some grant. That resume had a company listed I'd never heard of, Eastwood and Gray Marketing. I looked it up. The company was real, but small. Based in Roanoke. I figured he must have used them as a reference or fake employer. So I called them. "Hi," I said, using my best polite voice. "I'm looking for someone named Nathan Carter. I think he did some freelance work with you all." The woman paused. "Nathan Carter?" "Yes," I said. "Dark hair, mid-30s, freelance marketing consultant?" She sighed. "Ma'am, Nathan doesn't work here. He applied. He even interviewed. But we found out he listed false credentials, so we passed." "False credentials?" "Yes. He claimed to be a senior partner at a Richmond firm. Turned out he was never on payroll. And the references he gave, well, one of them didn't even exist." I thanked her, hung up, and added that to the file. Nathan wasn't just a cheater. He was building a fake career, scamming women, living off lies. That's when it clicked. He didn't just cheat. He used us. For money. For places to stay. For jobs. He'd build himself up on our backs. And I knew there had to be more women. I created a private Facebook group, the Nathan Files. I posted everything, using initials at first. Within a week, 3 more women joined. One from Norfolk, another from Baltimore, and one who used to live with him in Atlanta before he moved for work and ghosted her. Each of them had the same story. Nathan came on strong, promised them everything, and disappeared once he had what he needed. One of them, Kelly, said he still owed her $1,800. Another said he used her credit card to buy a laptop for a project and never paid her back. We had proof. So we took it public. We went public on a Thursday. I worked with Kelly. She was good with social media. We created a public Instagram account and TikTok called the Nathan Files. Each post told a piece of the story. Screenshots. Timelines. Photos of gifts he gave more than one woman. The same exact necklace he gave me and 2 others. A video Danielle took of herself crying while Nathan argued with her in the background, calling her crazy. Within hours, it went viral. People love a good conman story. Ours had everything: romance, lies, fake jobs, stolen money. Women in the comments started tagging friends, asking, "Is this your Nathan?" By Friday night, we had over 10,000 followers. By Saturday, someone sent us a video Nathan posted 6 months ago, bragging about launching his own branding agency. Same fake business. Same lie. Then we got the DM that changed everything. It was from a woman named Melinda. She worked at the Richmond City Permit Office. "I saw your page," she wrote. "You need to know something." Nathan filed for a business grant in January. Used a fake company name, fake address, said he was running a mentorship program for at-risk teens. My stomach dropped. She attached the document. He filed for $25,000 in state grant money. And got it. Under a fake business. That's when we stopped playing nice. Melinda sent the documents to the state fraud department. Danielle contacted a lawyer. Kelly filed a police report for the stolen laptop. We gave everything we had to a local journalist who ran a blog on financial scams and cons. Within a week, Nathan's face was on the homepage under the title, "The Many Faces of Nathan Carter, From Lover to Liar to Felon." He tried to disappear again. Deleted his social accounts. Shut off his phone. But it was too late. An investigator showed up at his old job site. A news crew waited outside his old gym. Someone snapped a picture of him sleeping in a beat-up SUV behind a gas station. He wasn't running his game anymore. He was just running. Last I heard, he was being investigated for wire fraud, identity theft, and falsifying government documents. If it sticks, he's looking at real time. You'd think I'd feel better. But here's the part one didn't expect. I got a call from one of the women I didn't know personally, Amanda, from Baltimore. She thanked me for exposing him. Then she said something I couldn't shake. "You were the one who broke it open," she said. "But you were also the one who let it go on the longest." She didn't say it to be mean. But it hit hard. Because it was true. I saw the signs. I felt the distance. I told myself he was just busy. That he loved me. That his job made everything complicated. I believed it because it was easier than seeing the truth. That's what hurt most. Not that he fooled me, but that I let myself stay in it when my gut was screaming. Nathan wasn't just a liar. I was a willing listener. But not anymore. That part of me, the part that doubted myself, that made excuses, that waited around for someone else to value me, it's gone. He didn't just lose me. I cut him out of me. And now every woman he ever used, every lie he ever told, it's out there. No edits. No secrets. Nathan Carter played a long game. But he forgot one thing. He was never the only one keeping score. And in the end, he lost everything. So did I. But what I gained was finally worth more.